Emotion is a loaded word for many people. Per dictionary.com, emotion is an affective state of consciousness in which joy, sorrow, fear, hate, or the like is experienced. To be emotional is to feel or show any of these intense states. Emotion is a charged term. Many people use emotional to equate crazy, out of control. Let's talk about emotions in people and connect this to how we write characters in our stories. People often struggle to balance feeling emotions with having control of one's emotive expressions, their interior lives versus their exterior lives. To control emotive expression is a kind of performance, a kind of acting. Performance is calculated. Characters like us learn how to act, and that performance blurs the interior emotions they feel and the exterior control of emotional expression. It's important to understand not only what a character feels in a circumstance or in a disruption to their life, but also understand how they express emotions. Someone feeling profound hurt may act happy-go-lucky because acting that emotion serves them best, or they feel it serves them best. That's because emotional expressions are actions. People try to express emotions tactfully. Most of us try to avoid crying in front of strangers, though it happens. Most of us try to remain calm when dealing with a frontline customer service representative, yet we might become more tactfully angry with a supervisor if we feel our needs are not being served. When writing characters, it's important to remember that society prefers people to control their emotional expressions for better and for worse. No one likes to imagine a parent who lost their child acting calmly because they have to with their job. No one also wants to live in a world where everyone is just expressing uncontrolled anger. Do you really want to serve a customer with zero control of their anger issues? Understanding how people express emotions, for better and worse, is crucial. In one sense, readers and audiences give characters more leeway for emotional expressions because we're reading to feel what they feel. In another way, our character's characteristic way of expressing emotion should live truthfully based on how we, the reader, see people live truthfully. Characters in a representational world live in a world like we do, a world where most people try their hardest to control their emotions. Most people equate emotional control to rational. When two characters argue, for instance, emotions can fly off the handle, but also someone may try to remain calm to stake a place as the rational one. But often acting rational is a performance. When we write characters, we're not just writing what they feel, but how they perform, even with strong feelings. As a writer, it's important to understand how a character would act in their world and to choose carefully when they lose control of how they act. In a narrative, a character experiences a disruption to their life. This is also a disruption to their emotional status quo. But just like we often remain in denial of a disruption to our emotional life, our characters may often remain in denial. Just like we want to avoid losing control, our characters will try to remain in control. Just like we sometimes break down, our characters may break down. Emotions and emotive expressions operate on a spectrum, depending on circumstances. Emotional expressions are not just extreme states. It's important to have characters not just cry and scream all the time. There are more interesting ways for characters to express anger and sadness than the extremes we imagine. Anger and sadness are not the only emotions characters feel and show. Happiness and joy, feelings from a new job, a new relationship or friendship, we also need to let characters feel these emotions. In our life, we have more than one or two emotional states. The same truth applies to our character.